There's one method of dogfighting that's practically unknown to the public, a barbaric practice that authorities admit is nearly impossible to combat. Now, we warn you, some of the following footage is quite graphic. In a Pet Pulse exclusive, we go inside the world of trunking.
It's just that taboo. Nobody's heard about it. This is the first time it's really come up again, and it's resurfaced just a little bit.
Dogfighting's horrific underground society has a secret world you've likely never even heard of, for years kept in the dark. It's called trunking.
Two dogs will be thrown literally into the trunk of a car like this. Trunk is closed, and the operators can either drive around for a set period of time or just leave them in there with the trunk closed.
Now, just consider combining the brutality of regular dogfighting with the confines of being in a trunk. I'm in the fetal position just to fit inside here. Needless to say, it's dark, it's cramped, and frankly, just being in here for a few seconds is scary, so imagine a dog being stuck inside, fighting for his life.
Once in a while I've seen it, okay? I know some guys may have put some dogs in the trunk, they fought, and then next thing you know, they turned the music up real loud, and for about maybe 15 minutes, 30 minutes, then they open up the trunk. One of the dogs might be dead, the other one might be mangled up.
In Chicago, Theo Hardiman is a special dogfighting consultant to the Humane Society of the United States. He says trunking is biggest on the East Coast, but Hardiman says he once ran these streets and was around dogfighters who engaged in trunking.
If your music is blasting, you can actually be driving around, so it's like a thrill. It's exciting, you know, to have them dogs, you know, just gorging each other up in the trunk while you're just riding around, maybe smoking a blunt or something like that.
Captain Steve Shatkin and the New Jersey SPCA handle animal cruelty investigations.
It's out there, and it's a technique that amateur urban dogfighters will use as a way to thwart law enforcement. Just another creative, brutal method of dogfighting.
New Jersey SPCA Corporal Al Peterson's beat includes Newark. Peterson says inner cities like this are prime trunking territory. The preferred vehicles are large cars with spacious trunks.
I found out about it through police intelligence coming out of North Carolina. The criminal element never sleeps. They're always thinking of some kind of way to do something to get it done.
Hardiman says there are 3 levels of dogfighting. Level 1, one-on-one street fights arranged by teens who gamble for little or no money. Level 2, fights in abandoned buildings or garages, often involving those with gang affiliations, with gambling stakes increasing to between hundreds and thousands of dollars. And Level 3, sophisticated dog rings like Michael Vick's, carried out in a pit with spectators, handlers, and a referee, with up to hundreds of thousands wagered. Hardiman says trunking happens on Level 2 and can be a training ground for fighting dogs and breeders.
Oh yeah, you can definitely build your reputation, because every time you come out of the trunk and you're not, you don't have many scars on you, you won the fight, you can get out, once they let you out the trunk, like your reputation gets bigger and bigger and bigger because you had the baddest fighting dog.
Mark Kumpf is president of the National Animal Control Association in Kansas City and a former animal control officer in Norfolk, Virginia. Kumpf says he's confronted juveniles suspected of trunking.
The dogs had some clearly fresh injuries on them, and we were able, through our investigation, to determine that they had actually placed the dogs in a vehicle a short time before and allowed the dogs to fight.
Hardiman introduced us to a former dog fighter who now says he's against the illegal blood sport and also attends a class that rehabilitates ex-fighters and their dogs. He says in the past, dogfighting only bothered him because it meant
you lost your money.
What about the dog? His injuries?
Back then, you ain't really care. You trained it, fed it to do what it do. Other than that, yeah, pretty much.
So no feelings at all?
Nah, you can't have no feelings for it, or you wouldn't fight it.
Guys are just in the swing of things. Guys in the community, hey look, it sounds like it's something good to do, fight some dogs in the trunk, okay?
Law enforcement driving by would not actually, it wouldn't raise an eyebrow.
I don't think we're going to just be able to put the brakes on it. We just have to persevere, and we have to continue our efforts in law enforcement.
In fact, after numerous interviews with authorities, Pet Pulse discovered neither any arrests nor convictions for trunking. So for now, it remains cloaked in darkness. Although national statistics are not kept, authorities say that since the Michael Vick case, their dogfighting tips have increased. Their arrests, however, have not. But the HSUS says it hopes their new animal fighting reward program will help change that. To report suspected trunking or other illegal animal fighting, call 877-TIP-HSUS. Now, to comment on this alarming issue, please go to the news section of Zoot2.com, and we always invite your own story ideas. Just email or call us.